Bravo, 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 bravo. MDR. MDR. MDR, je joue la carte la folie. Je joue la carte la folie. I'm playing the insanity card. 𝙎𝙬𝙖𝙞𝙬. 𝙎𝙬𝙖𝙬. Non, faut dire des blagues, faut dire des blagues. We have to put some blame. 𝙬𝙬𝘾, what's his name? 𝙬𝙬𝘾𝘼𝙎. You are at fault. I hope you pray to all God. I hope that you have prayed to all God Almighty that He may spare you these buses, that He may have mercy on your soul. Because the Lord knows you better have mercy on your soul. 𝙎𝙬𝙖𝙬. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. La corruption. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There was already rumors, murmurs, this, that, and the other, the Moroccans not being happy that, the refs were being, this close too late. All of a sudden, I'm hearing, no, they changed to a Mauritanian ref. And then we saw here today, this, in 4K. In 4K, everybody was here. Tout le monde était là, wesh. Tout le monde était là. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Je sais pas quoi dire, je joue la carte la folie. Oh my gosh. C'est quoi ce match? The ref killed the game. The ref killed the game. Listen. This level of satanic bias in a game. I don't think Madrid's never seen these levels. Madrid, Real Madrid have never had bias in their favor so much as this. This is the most biased game I've ever seen in my life. Barca PSG 6-1 puts this game to flipping shame. This game puts that game to shame. This game puts that game to shame. That's how fugazi the ref was. Je sais plus quoi dire. Voilà, c'est tout. C'est fini. Une dinguerie totale. Oh, non, faut dire des blagues. We need to say his name. 𝙎𝙬𝘾𝘼𝙎. I don't care if I butchered your name. Son nom, it's spelled 𝙎𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬. Voilà, search it up. I don't know what you got to do. Send messages to CAF, emails, heckle them. I don't care. At this point, everything is fair game. Parce que tu peux faire ça. Tu ne peux pas faire ça. Tu ne peux pas flinguer le match comme ça, non. Oh. Non, je suis dépité. Listen, first and foremost, let me go and say, Cameroon, by all means, did not deserve to win that game. Voilà. Football-wise, Morocco was better. Hands up. However, 𝙎𝙬𝘖𝙬𝘾𝘼𝙎. The first goal they scored, okay, yes, it's off a corner. They got a free kick initially. Should have never, ever been a free kick. But you know what? Okay, fine. The Mbeumo penalty. Explique-moi ça. Non. 𝙎𝙬𝘖𝙬𝘖. Comment c'est pas un penalty? Does not get the ball. And Mbeumo was in a shooting opportunity. It's inside the box. All the criteria for a penalty have been met. ¿Por qué? Pourquoi? If somebody can give me a rational, cogent, logical, coherent argument as to how in the world that was not a penalty, I'm all ears. J'écoute. C'est une dinguerie, wesh. En 4 temps, on a été volé. In 4K, we've been robbed. Oh, but you know what? We need to do some game analysis. First and foremost, as I said previously, congratulations to Morocco. Morocco were the better team today. 2-0 win, deserved, statistically had the higher XG. In the end, Cameroon had the better possession. I thought Cameroon were woeful in the first half, shown especially by the stats. Morocco, you know what? I have no idea losing. There's no shame in losing. I would go and say, objectively speaking, Morocco have a better team. This is a very young Cameroonian side with a new manager, etc. So on so. There's no shame in losing. However, if I'm gonna lose, let me lose properly. Not this fugazi nonsense where the ref is helping you go by. You didn't need that. C'est une dinguerie. Oh my God. I was going into this game, listen, of course, you got to support, your origins and whatnot. I'm saying, but you know what? I said, Morocco, objectively speaking, they're a better team. This is a team that went to the semifinals of the World Cup, etc., so on and so forth. So you know what? Losing to, especially being the host nation as well, there's no disservice in it. It's not a shame. It's not shameful to go and do so. However, losing in that manner, j'accepte pas. Je n'accepte pas. Je n'accepterai jamais cette défaite. Jamais je n'accepterai cette défaite. Pas avec ce que not what the ref did. Voilà, tellement je suis énervé. I'm so pissed off. I'm mixing languages. Voilà, apologies to anybody who, doesn't speak French or tell the French. Je suis désolé. Je suis Camerounais, je suis Canadien, je suis Français. We're speaking both. We're English and French. If you can't keep up, that's on you. C'est une dinguerie, wesh. The game's been done for like over an hour. And j'arrive pas. Oh, merde. Punaise. Mais punaise, les gars, juste. Oh my goodness. This is why. You know what? When Jamie Carragher, they go and they say these things about AFCON, this, that, and the other. It's stuff like this, games like this, or you know what? He might have a point. How can I take this seriously when I'm seeing this bias, this level of bias in a quarterfinal of a major international competition? Blatant. You have the Moroccan FA complaining about the refs not being disclosed early enough. They're only going late. Then they change the referee last minute. No. You know what? I'm doing this. I'm not, no shame. On a été volé. We've been robbed in 4K. And if you are objective, if you're a non-Moroccan, you look at this game with objective lenses. This, c'est une dinguerie. Morocco definitely deserves to go and win. But not in this manner. Not in this manner. This, les gars, je pèse mes mots vraiment. Je pèse mes mots. J'ai jamais de ma vie avec mes yeux. In my 22 years of existence, I have never seen such a robbery on a scale like this. Such a robbery on a scale like this. I thought Barca PSG 2017 is the biggest robbery in football. This goes up there with that game. With Barca Chelsea. With all the dog drink games. Liga. How much deep? Listen, if he did so, I better know. This guy better have gotten some crazy amounts of money. Millions of dollars. Had him, his generations, and his generations fed for the rest of their entirety of their lives. Because that penalty on 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏. Listen, if we lost 2-1, voilà, they scored. Fine. The second goal that they scored, voilà, there's no issues there. Mais les gars, je suis désolé. How can you not be angry? Maybe it's me, call it bias and whatnot, mais je suis désolé. I'm going and looking at that. The penalty on 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝘼𝙎. The amount of fouls, the amount of stuff. We're getting yellow cards for going and elbowing fine. I want to see. I'm not even sure Morocco got a yellow. Did they get a yellow? They got one yellow. Two. My bad. 2 yellows in the entire game. No, I'm done. Je suis dépité, ouais. En vrai, je suis dépité. I don't know what to say, man. En vrai, je sais pas quoi dire. MDR, that's all I could say. MDR, mort de rire. It's so fugazi. At this point, all I can do is laugh. But actually going and doing some analysis. Again, Morocco were definitely the better team. Higher XG, more shots on target. Funnily enough, both teams had the same amount of big chances created. But overall, listen, outside of and again, let me press on that. The bewildering, I'm so pissed, I can't even speak. The bewildering, blatant, flagrant refereeing mistakes. Morocco were the better team, and Cameroon definitely did not deserve to win that game purely footballing speaking. All right, on a pure football analysis, Cameroon did not deserve to win that game, and Morocco were definitely the better team. All the metrics go and show it. XG here, XG from open play, XG from set plays, non-penalty XG, everything was in Morocco's favor. No issues there. And also, what I will go and say is that specifically, again, Cameroon, I just don't think they showed up like they did previously. You could definitely see that. I thought, especially in that first half, I'm sorry to go and say, Cameroon did not play football. I legitimately do not think Cameroon strung like 5 passes in that first half. Just genuinely, like. And it looks so different because in the previous games, we were playing football, we were putting the ball down, and in the second half, we were able to do so. Obviously, given that Morocco also, they were trying to keep a lead and whatnot. But in this first half specifically, again, Morocco with most possession, 2 shots for Cameroon, 0.05 XG. We did nothing with the ball. Every single time we got the ball, it literally looked like a Sunday league game. You get the ball, you go long. This was English rules football only. English tactics. Voilà, Brexit football. As done. Get the ball, send it long. Whether it's Baleba, we couldn't control the midfield. We could not string passes together. And honestly, based on that, I don't think we deserve to go to win. However, and then in the second half, that's why I think we did much better. I thought the players were much more involved in the game. I thought that 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝘼𝙎, for all the stuff, again, he got a 5.6 here. I thought in the first half he was non-existent. And in the end of the tournament, I think he finishes off with 1 assist. But I thought that, again, he's probably our biggest spark. But I just think that the difference here was the lack in quality. You look at Morocco, Brahim Diaz, definitely here. You'd go and say the player of the tournament. This is the second player only ever in the history of the AFCON to go and score in his first 5 AFCON games. Definitely the player of the tournament, has the most goals for us. For Morocco, 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝑼. Listen, this is what I'm going and saying. This is still not a fully fit 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝑼 captaining the Moroccan side, only barely coming back now into play, having the most chances created, just a nuisance all around. Defensively was excellent. So Listen, on the pure spec of quality, like it's not there's no shame in losing to this Morocco team. They're a very good team, and I thought that overall, yes, they were definitely the better players. And again, this is a very young Cameroonian team. If we look at like the average age between the two sides, Morocco has an average age of 27.8, whereas Cameroon has an average age of 24.3. If I'm not mistaken, Cameroon is the youngest team at this tournament, with the oldest player on the pitch being 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏, who's 32 years old. So there's definitely, it's a good thing. I think it's a good sign, especially given where the country was not too long ago, even just a couple weeks before the AFCON actually started, with, who was actually going to be the manager. Was it 𝙋𝙊𝘾𝘼? Was it, David Bagou? Two sets of lists were, given for AFCON, so on and so forth. So it's definitely a positive direction for Cameroon. But listen, fortunately, there's no World Cup for us either. But we move. It's positive. I'll go say it's positive. We've got a young squad. Hopefully, we're going to be able to bring in other players that, have fallen out with managers and whatnot. But I think the future is definitely bright with Baleba, with Namaso. There's a bunch of players that definitely have been put onto my radar. And hopefully, it's not the end. I'll finish off by saying that le soleil se lèvera toujours. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏 seront de retour. Merci beaucoup. Thank you guys very much. And remember, stay safe, stay kind, and stay blessed. Godspeed.